Hey folks, with these Knipex wire strippers, cut all this stuff, strip it down. It sure will. That and even more. How does it hold up against the old Milwaukees? Stay tuned to find out. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, welcome back. We're back in the workshop. I just got these beauties in this week. Add them to my tool bag, going back to some industrial maintenance, and always nice to have a good set of wire strippers. And I believe we found probably top of the line model right here. Knipex 1372-8, the 8-inch forged wire stripper, cutter, plier model. It's a combo tool. Let's take a look and see what makes it work. So first off, you got your quality Knipex engineering and manufacturing. The lines, the edges smooth, the fitment, the finish, these handles, probably some of the most comfortable feeling I've ever found right here. I'm usually a dipped handle guy, but if you've used those old Klein strippers, the standard model, I know they've been around forever. Got the little, even the rubberized or padded handles. Man, you get the carpal tunnel going in there after 2 or 3 boxes. And that's just a home workshop guy, not even a professional. I can't imagine doing 200 of those boxes a day and not coming home and having to put your hands up on ice and cool off. These, comfortable, squeeze, they fit good right in your hand. Love them. So we got the great Knipex engineering, of course. Some of the specs are, it'll cut, or it'll strip 10 through 16 gauge solid, and then 12 through 20 stranded. If you can see it on there. Got a little plier beak there that good for gripping up in boxes and whatnot. And then of course, as with all your strippers, most of them you can ream out your conduit or whatever like that with the ends. Gives you a little extra, get those burrs out of there. You got 2 bolt cutters in there for your electrical bolts going in your boxes and your outlets and whatnot. They're threadless, and unfortunately I don't have any bolts to show you, but I've seen another video and they cut smooth on there apparently. I'm going to try them out. I will have to report back to you because I looked for my box and I think I left them back at the shop, so I'll have to look around for those. Anyway, let's get into it. That's pretty much the features. Locking handle, of course. Got the lock on there. Open it up. Keeps your jaws almost closed. I don't know if that's the way they're supposed to be. Mine stay open a little bit right there. So, but that way it's not jabbing down your toolbox, getting all dulled up, hitting other tools that you don't want banging around in there. So let's try it out. We got a couple of different wires. Some Romex. I think this is 14-3. This is a 12-3. And then we got some 10-3. That's some hefty stuff there. And then we'll show you, well, let's get the 10 stripping out of the way, why don't we? Let's get that going. I tried these out earlier, and in comparison to my other stuff, man, they're just so smooth. Look at that. Pops it off of there. Hardly any. Those 10s come out smooth and quick. So that's your stripper section. Of course, you got those in all different sizes. There's the 10, or I'm sorry, that's the 14. Look at the lightweight it takes to, those cutters, kind of trap it down in the little trough there and keep it from trying to squeeze out this way on you. So yeah, that, hardly any pressure. The 12, you expect a little more. It's a little thicker wire, maybe just a touch. Still smooth. Watch there, it doesn't slip out. Traps it in there and cuts. All right, now for the 10, the big money. You're working that big stuff. Look, it gets the 10 all the way in there too. Squeeze it down, just a little more pressure. Those are sharp cutting shears right there. In comparison, look how far those open up. I got a set of Milwaukee's here that I have run through the ringer. Look at the jaws on those things. Eat up. That's as far as it'll go. So, and what's that good for? Here's one of the things I saw. Now this doesn't have the wire since I stripped it out for some reason. I can't remember why, but you want to cut some MT in there like that. Opens it up. Gets it in there. It's a little wider on your fingers. Maybe you get down in the hole there. Cuts. And there you go. Snips right through it. Look at there. Just little screech marks on the jaws. You try that with your Milwaukee. You can't even get them down into the cutting section, into your shear area. So yeah, cuts through that, no problem. Let's see, I've already showed you the stripping edge. I'll start over. Look at there. Get them out separate. There's the tin. Just smooth, strips that insulation right off. You want to get in there and make your hook for your not bad. Almost like a needle nose stripper plier combo. Get up in your box where you can't reach up in there. Get you a good tug on it. Nice. And the best part is you're squeezing, you don't even feel it here in your hand where the old Kleins will give you the pain right in the wrist there from squeezing it so many times and clipping through it. Of course, them little stamp models, you know, they're classics. They've been around forever, but you know, you got to move ahead with the times, and I think this is the way to go right here. And I think I threw my other ones away because once I started with these were much better. So much more comfortable, but yeah, you can see these have the bolt cutters, but they're threaded, so you got to thread through there and then clip it off. These are a lot wider, so you can just set it in there and snip it off. And if it cuts anything like that does, it ought to be no problem. So yeah, the Knipex 10 through 20 Knipex forged wire strippers. All right, guys, thanks for watching.